Imagine never needing a utility bill to keep your glass full because you've learned to harvest the very sky itself. No underground lines exist here, no deep holes, and definitely no rain clouds in sight. We've had zero precipitation for nearly a week. Despite that, observe this result. Liquid is flowing steadily into this basin, persistent and rhythmic, just as it has been throughout the dark hours. That is because it never stopped. You're looking at pure hydration extracted directly from the atmosphere while you were sleeping. The total investment for this assembly was roughly $12. Now, I won't pretend this is some groundbreaking futuristic discovery. It definitely isn't. Specialists have understood this mechanic for over a century. Whether you call them moisture traps or atmospheric condensers, they are established technology. Small coastal towns in South America, high altitudes in North Africa, and parched regions of East Africa use them, places where infrastructure is non-existent and groundwater has vanished. The reason this hasn't become common knowledge is actually quite frustrating. The system is simply too efficient and far too inexpensive for a corporation to monetize. So I am going to teach you the construction process myself. Deep down, you recognize this principle already. You have witnessed it since childhood without realizing the potential. Think about the moisture forming on a chilled soda can, or the dampness covering your lawn at sunrise before the heat intensifies. Consider how a simple spider's web achieves what a $3,000 mechanical extractor attempts using electricity and heavy hardware. The gaseous environment surrounding you right now, regardless of your location, is saturated with moisture. Ghostly, floating, just searching for a chilled boundary to cling to. Scientists refer to a specific threshold known as the dew point. When the ambient air encounters a surface at that critical temperature, that vapor has nowhere to go but down. It shifts states, becomes liquid, and begins to flow. What we are constructing is essentially a massive landscape for that specific exchange to occur. A broad surface oriented toward the breeze, slanted so that natural forces pull those droplets into a reservoir at the base. Zero moving components, zero power requirements, and zero upkeep. You position it at dusk and it produces while you dream. Here's the statistic that honestly haunts my thoughts whenever I build these. Our sky contains approximately 37 quadrillion gallons of fresh H2O at any given moment. That exceeds the volume of every terrestrial stream combined, just hovering above us. Yet, virtually nobody is reaching up to grab it. That is the core concept. Let's look at the hardware required. And I want to be completely transparent. This truly is the entire list. Basic shade fabric, or mesh, 6 by 6 feet. You can grab this at any local nursery or supply warehouse. Cost is $5. A denser grid works most effectively. Search for something resembling a porch screen rather than a wide fence. The fabric handles the heavy lifting here, so ensure the weave is consistent. Next, 4 segments of 1-inch plastic tubing for the structural support. $2, or essentially free if you check a construction dumpster. Small plastic fasteners. You likely have a box in the garage already. A short run of plastic drainage pipe for the catch basin, $3 or $4 at the store, and some heavy stones to stabilize the frame. You're looking at $10 to $14 total. If you have those fasteners and stones already, your cost drops to $8. No specialized equipment is needed other than a basic saw. Often, the supply shop will perform those cuts at no extra charge. If a person asks nicely, the frame assembly is straightforward. Join the 4 tubes into a large box, roughly 4 feet high and 3 feet across. This isn't fine cabinetry. It simply needs to stand upright and withstand a gust of wind without folding. Use your fasteners on the junctions if you want to skip the expensive elbow joints. It holds up perfectly. Now pull your fabric across that skeleton. Stretch it tight. You need a flat plane with 0 drooping, securing it every 6 inches with a fastener. Imagine the skin of a percussion instrument. You want that exact level of firmness because a loose surface causes pooling, and pooling leads to evaporation instead of collection. Here is the primary error beginners make. They place the device horizontally. Do not do that. Horizontal placement allows the liquid to sit on top, where it vanishes as soon as the sun rises, leaving you with nothing. You must maintain a 15 to 30 degree tilt, as if it's resting against a fence at a slight angle. This ensures every tiny bead that appears on the grid migrates downward independently, reaching the bottom edge and falling into the basin. Place your drainage pipe directly beneath that lower boundary. If you prefer to attach a tube leading from the basin to a larger tank, feel free. However, that isn't necessary to prove it works tonight. Now let's discuss location, which is more vital than people realize. Orient the face directly into the breeze, never parallel or shadowed. You need the atmosphere flowing through the grid, not swirling around it. Observe your surroundings at twilight to see which way the leaves are moving. That is the direction your device should face. Elevate it slightly. Even 12 inches makes a massive difference. The air right at the soil level is often warmer and less saturated than the air just a bit higher up. Also, keep it shielded from the first rays of the morning sun. You want that accumulation to stay in the basin, not disappear before you've had your coffee. Deploy it before the stars come out. Return at first light, that is the entire operation. What occurs during those hours is simply the laws of nature performing their duty. As the evening cools, the grid surface temperature drops. When the air makes contact, it sheds its moisture. As it hits that dew point, the gas becomes a liquid. Tiny beads form. Those beads find neighbors and combine. They gain mass, and gravity finishes the job, pulling them into your pipe. By sunrise, you have harvested a resource out of nothing. On my initial attempt, with normal humidity and temps near 55 degrees, no mist, no storm, I gathered half a liter. That might seem small until you realize those were incredibly mediocre conditions. There was nothing remarkable about that specific night. In damp regions, near oceans, or in foggy valleys, people are extracting 1, 2, or even 3 liters from a single frame in one night. Expand your mesh to 10 by 10 feet. Suddenly, you're generating a significant daily supply. All from a project you finished on a Saturday with one trip to the store. A typical family requires roughly 2 liters of hydration per person each day. Scale this correctly for your environment, and you are meeting that requirement without any help. No monthly statements, no municipal dependence, no requesting permission. Now, let's address the safety of drinking this. Captured atmospheric water is remarkably pure at the source. It hasn't contacted the dirt, hasn't absorbed pesticides from soil, and hasn't traveled through aging metal pipes. It bypasses the usual contamination like microbes or farm chemicals. However, it can gather dust from the mesh or pollutants if you are in a heavy industrial zone. The solution takes 5 minutes and about $3. Grab a plastic container, remove the base. Invert it so the narrow opening points down. Stack your filtration media from bottom to top. Cloth first, then crushed charcoal, which you can find at any pet shop. Then a thick layer of a fine grit and a final piece of cloth on top. Run your harvest through the top and let it drain into a clean vessel. That is your purification system. It traps dust, neutralizes chemicals, and barely impacts your morning. If you need total certainty, bring it to a boil, or use 1 drop of standard household bleach per liter. Wait 30 minutes, and it is as pure as any bottled brand. Likely superior, actually, depending on your local tap quality. Cost free water from the sky, cleaned in minutes for a total of $12. The aspect of this project that stays with me is how ancient this wisdom actually is. Humanity has been doing this for millennia. The ancient cultures of the Andes constructed rock formations specifically to trap mountain mist. Coastal islands have used nets for generations. There are ancient desert excavations that researchers now believe were moisture traps, not designed to store water, but to create it. Yet, over the last century, essential utilities became the standard. We simply forgot how to provide for ourselves. The faucet worked, so the ancestral knowledge was left to gather dust on a forgotten shelf. $12 in one afternoon is all it takes to bring that power back to your household. I don't know your specific path or what brought you to this video. Perhaps you are focused on self-reliance. Perhaps you live off-grid and need a backup. Maybe you just enjoy creating things that serve a purpose and stumbled here late at night because of a curiosity. It makes no difference. The physics remain the same. Now that you possess the knowledge, the sky is your reservoir. Please like the video if this helped and helped the Kenzo Times community grow. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.